Well, hello, beautiful. I'm not wearing these because of the virus. I'm going to do and teach you how I do a little mini peel using my products. So I have these gloves on because I don't want my fingers to get dry. So this should be going up to the IGTV. So I'll teach you how to use my products. And I hope that you're okay with everything going on and remaining hopeful and optimistic. I just love seeing everybody come together and help in every way that they can. It's amazing. We are incredible human beings. So let's focus on that. A little quick announcement, 20% off anything on the store, including the new products we launched today. I launched the new Salicylic Treatment, which now has azelaic acid, vitamin B, propylene glycol, so it helps with hydration, smaller pores, redness, inflammation. And then the new vitamin C, 12%. Oh my God, it's so incredible. They're both, we've been testing and we've already been selling it in our office and people love it and are obsessed. So it has B3 and B5 now in here, which is awesome for pores and redness and skin tightening and brightening and hydration and everything, girl. All right, so let's, I hope you're well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're just focusing on the positive. I hope you're seeing all the incredible, it's amazing to see everybody coming together. I just love that. I'm proud to be a human, and it's unfortunate that sometimes we have to have moments of deep suffering and panic almost to kind of wake us up. And that's what I'm choosing to do, is to be woke, girl. I be woke now, okay? All the things I thought were important in life, I'm like, really? It's not that important. Let's get started and have some fun. Let's break the energy. Let's have some fun. Let's take a deep breath in. Let it all out. And let's do a quarantine peel at home. My skin, I haven't been taking care of it. I'll tell you guys about what happened later. But I just had to kind of like not obsess and just let a lot go. So my skin is definitely in need of a treatment. So some pigmentation. I've been just moisturizing it a lot. My Botox is out. Just pigment coming up and just that dullness and even under my eyes, so it's definitely time. So I'm going to use 3 pumps of my Advanced Cleanser, and this is amazing. Just this alone is enough for a lot of people. But I would recommend that you put on dry skin when you're trying to cause a lot more exfoliation, because it will just work better. And if you do wear gloves like this, you'll obviously need way less of the product and it will last even longer, even though the new formula, the feedback we're getting is insane. It's so cool to see people like dramatically changing their skin with just a cleanser. So the gloves do help it to not absorb as much, but not everyone uses gloves. Well, maybe right now, but typically when they're doing their skincare. But whenever you're trying to cause more exfoliation, you just really want to use more product and use the product a little longer, and then focus on like the little areas that you're really trying to work on. Always, you've been here a minute, I'm working on this. I'm working on my forehead. I can definitely feel it a little bit. I think the last couple of days I was kind of starting my regimen a little bit again, but so good. Now I'm gonna use another 2 pumps. I'm really working it in. And I'm just gonna take a deep breath and sit here and just lovingly, kindly massage it into my skin. The more pressure you use, the longer you leave it on, the more product you use, the more dryness and exfoliation. Normally I would go down on the neck, but I'm wearing this hoodie right now, so. Now, some people have been a little too sensitive with the cleanser. We tested this on hundreds of people. So you could very well be just too sensitive for my products. My products are strong. But if you want your skin stronger and you came to a professional, they would be doing stuff like this and even more. So you have to figure out what works for you and what you resonate with. And sometimes people just don't want to feel their skincare so much, and that's fine. All right, see how much foam is still on my skin? Partly that's because of the gloves. So I'm actually gonna just rinse that off. I have some 4x4s here and just like a little bit of cool water. I always recommend when you're trying to do a peel, rinse with cool water, because that will just soothe the skin and calm it down just a little bit so that it doesn't feel so spicy. And warm water, warm water when you're using kind of more chemicals and exfoliation can definitely cause a little bit too much dryness and sensitivity, and heat to the skin, which you kind of don't want when you're using chemicals, in my opinion, experience anyway. So you want to keep the skin as calm as possible. Like I've seen people steam too with stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I did that back in the day, and that's how I hurt a couple people because I didn't know what I was doing. I was steaming and pouring glycolic on people, or it would just neutralize it because the steam, you know, water and oil neutralizes alpha hydroxy, which is, you know, what's in here in most of my products. All right, so that's good, but you know, I'm actually going to do another little pump, I think, because, I don't know. See a little hypopigment? That's from PRP. Okay, we'll just stop there, I guess. So that was about 6 pumps for about 2 minutes that we did. Now we're going to use my new Salicylic Acid Treatment. It's replacing the Blemish and Breakout treatment. So if you have that, just use that now. What's different is actually this has a dash of hydration in it and the vitamin B. So I'm gonna just use a 2x2. You could use around, you know, use whatever you have. I just don't like wasting. So as soon as these get too filled and stretched out, I kind of toss them and add more solution. But let me just show you actually this, because most people have these round ones. So I'm going to be using about 10 drops onto this cotton. And I'm going to just at first use it like a toner. And it has the alcohol in here to strip the skin of any kind of oil and also help to control oil and help with bacteria. Alcohol is very important. You guys want me to do a video about alcohol and its purpose and reason it's in skincare? Because a lot of people be drinking their wine and alcohol, but they don't put it on their face, girl. They have standards. I love it. Like, whatever. Guilty. So that was about the first little pass. That's just to see if I have any like tint or anything. Now I'm gonna go in with another 10 drops. That was just to make sure, because when you're trying to do a peel, you can't have any oil on the skin. If you do, you won't be able to control the acid, whatever you put on after the salicylic acid or stripper or whatever, the stripping agent. And you can run into issues with like having a chemical burn and stuff, and then also the acid will be neutralized by the oil. So I'm putting actually about 15 drops of the salicylic, okay? And I'm going to use actually some pressure, and I'm going to sit here and rub my skin and really get a good amount of that salicylic into my skin. I'm going to the kind of the corner of my face and then to the center. That's the second pass, and then the third pass. 1, 2, and 3. My chin, my lip, and my nose. And then I'm going to flip it around. There's nothing on there, so I've done a good job. If you're getting stuff on there, you have not done a good job on your cleansing. Make sure before you use this cleanser, your makeup should be off. It will cut through makeup, but you should just like try to get always with any cleanser some of your makeup off first if you wear a lot of makeup. So now I'm going to use a little, the rest of it, and I'm just going to continue to let my skin soak more and more in. If I just did those two by itself, it's amazing, and all of you should know that this little peel will help all concerns, unless your skin is sensitive or you have rosacea. This is more for breakouts, blemishes, pigmentation. So I'm just focusing a little bit more on the forehead because she's big, girl, like Texas. How are you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Hope you're just keeping the faith, praying, doing all you can to remain optimistic, and so I'm keeping everybody in my prayers every day, the whole universe. I'm using more because the more salicylic I use, it's a vehicle, so it's going to go into my pore, dissolve the oil, keep the channel open, and then when I put my lactic on, it's going to go right in, girl. I love it. Salicylic, more people should be using it. It's an incredible agent that is kind of, people with acne use it, but really a lot of people could benefit from it that are aging. We use it on, I mean, all this stuff I've already been saying. We use everything here on every client. All right, so my skin is prep, girl. Your prep is the most important part, because if you don't prep your skin with those first two things, making sure your makeup is off, making sure that, you know, your skin is really exfoliated, really clean, and stripped of all oil, then you're not going to get a predictable outcome. So I'm going to now actually use a 2x2 for the lactic. And I'm going to use 10 drops, and I'm going to apply the first pass all over like a toner, like I did with the Salicylic Treatment. And just want to let a little bit absorb. My lip. If you want more exfoliation, then do another pass of the salicylic, do another cleanse, or add more lactic. Just, you have to know your skin. Everybody needs to get in touch with their skin a little bit more and not rely on me or a professional to really kind of teach you how to do day-to-day stuff. You should be aware of your skin enough to know what it feels like it needs to check in with it, because no regimen in my experience really should be used all the time, every time. I mean, unless that's your jam, that's totally fine, but we're all kind of like next level, right? So you want to mix it always up, just like with your food and your life and your diet, everything. It's like you don't want to get caught in this very rigid system that really kind of doesn't make you take everything to that next level. So those 10 passes, I'm just kind of using what's a little bit left on here. I'm definitely feeling that, and a lot of that is because I did a very thorough cleanse, and I used about 20 drops of the salicylic, again, which is the old Blemish and Breakout clearing treatment. See all that damage I got up here? Jeez, I'm surprised. Yes, a couple of times I didn't wear sunscreen. Whatever. All right, so it's about a 3 or 4 right now, which I'm loving because I need it. It's been a minute, and I'm gonna let that continue to soak in. Now, obviously, don't be doing this if you are not used to my stuff or have not treated your skin with my stuff for a while, but most of you asked in the video last night and you're using my stuff. So what I recommend is you leave that first pass on for about 2 minutes. I'm not going to now because I'm going to run out of time because I can't shut up. So leave it on for 2 minutes and then do another 10 to 15 drops of the lactic. And this time you're going to put it on where it's a little bit more wet, like that. So it has a lot more of the solution to soak in. So your skin is just more wet when you apply it. And then you can focus on these areas. See, this is what it looks like without Botox, which is fine. I'm just kind of like, whatever. Gotta love myself, girl, at some point. I'm 41. What about you? Like, when is it time? When are we gonna be on the list of loving ourselves and accepting ourselves a little bit more? Ooh. All right, so I'm definitely feeling it. I'm gonna continue to use all of this, whatever's on here, and just continue to work it in. So I'm gonna work it into this area here. Wow, this is actually kind of new. I was on the beach and in the desert for a couple weeks. And then I'm gonna buff it back and forth in kind of circular motions. It's always about technique. Any product, even if it's cheap, I can make it work better. So I think I'm really trying to get it in there. And then here, I'm actually gonna add more. I really, really wanna, I'll teach you guys how to use it with a brush when we're really getting you to that next level for advanced results, but I don't know if you're ready yet. Let me know if you are. I'll do a video soon. Okay, the more you use, the longer you leave it on, the more absorption. If you don't want exfoliation, as much exfoliation, rinse. I'm leaving it on. That's what I recommend. You're gonna leave this on completely for 10 minutes. And then once it's all done, unless you can't handle it, rinse anytime. I'm gonna use some down here too. Don't wanna waste any of this. I also do the back of my neck. I don't know if you guys do that. You see those people with like lines on their necks. Anyway, the video is gonna end. So I let that soak for 10 minutes and then I'm gonna use my glycolic cream. I'm gonna use about 3 pumps all over. I let that soak, I go to bed. In the morning, I'm just gonna rinse with some cool water. I'm going to use my gentle cleanser and sunscreen, and that's it. And you wanna keep your skin dry. You don't wanna overly moisturize it, just enough to soothe it and coat the top layer. Of course, wear your sunscreen, but the more you moisturize your skin after you do a little treatment, the less exfoliation will occur because you're just moisturizing like the dry, dead skin that's trying to come off. So if you found this helpful, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I love you guys so much. I'm keeping all of you in your prayers, and I'll be back real soon. Love you.